When 22-year-old Nifemi Adeyeoye woke up that morning, she had no idea that it would be her very last day alive. She told her mother she was visiting a friend and left home with excitement in her heart. What she didn't know was that her boyfriend had already planned something very tragic for her. Even more shocking, he would have to kill her twice before she finally died. This is the disturbing story of Chukwudi Onweniwe, a young man who thought he had murdered his girlfriend in cold blood, only to return the next day to discover something that would make Nifemi's story even more terrifying to tell. In 2017, 22-year-old Chukwudi Onweniwe was a part-time student studying Science and Laboratory Technology at Rufus Giwa Polytechnic in Owo, Ondo State, Nigeria. His girlfriend, Nifemi Adeyeoye, was also a student at the same school, working hard on her higher national diploma program. To everyone who knew them, they seemed like a normal young couple trying to build their futures together. Chukwudi came from a farming family in the lled community. His parents were simple farmers who worked hard to provide for their children. However, what they did not know was that their son was about to commit an act so evil that it would destroy multiple families forever. On that terrible day, Chukwudi invited Nifemi from Owo to Akure. Like any girlfriend excited to meet her boyfriend again, Nifemi agreed to come. She told her mother she was visiting a friend and left home, not knowing she would never return alive. When Nifemi arrived, Chukwudi did exactly what any loving boyfriend would do. He introduced her to his parents. His father, Chukwudi Onweniwe, would later tell the court that Nifemi had been very helpful to his son. She would wash clothes for the men in the family and sometimes followed his father to the farm. She was not just Chukwudi's girlfriend at that point, she was becoming part of their family. Unfortunately, Chukwudi had other plans. After introducing Nifemi to his parents, Chukwudi told her that he wanted to show her something somewhere. He led her away from the safety of his family's home toward a farm near Alayere in the Ugbeze area. Nifemi trusted him completely. She had no reason to suspect that the man she loved was leading her to her death. Once they reached the isolated farm, Chukwudi made his true intention known. He attacked Nifemi, violated her in the bush, and then strangled her until she stopped moving. Believing she was dead, he left her body in the bush and returned home. When his parents asked where Nifemi had gone, Chukwudi lied smoothly about her whereabouts. He told them she had left to go somewhere else. His parents believed him. After all, why would they suspect their own son of such a horrible crime? However, Chukwudi had made a terrible mistake. The next day, something made Chukwudi return to the farm. Perhaps he wanted to move the body, or maybe some dark instinct told him to go back and check. He asked the commercial motorcycle rider to take him back to the bush where he had left Nifemi. When he arrived at the farm, he was shocked to discover that Nifemi was still alive. Despite being strangled and left for dead, this young woman had somehow survived through the night. She was weak, hurt, and hoping someone would find her and help her. Tragically, the person who found her was the same person who had tried to eliminate her. Chukwudi could have called for help. He could have taken her to a hospital. He could have realized the terrible mistake he had made and tried to save her life. Instead, he chose to finish what he had started. He picked up a stone and attacked Nifemi's head repeatedly until she was no more. This time, he made sure that she would never wake up again. Back at home, Chukwudi's parents became even more curious about where Nifemi had gone. They kept asking questions and Chukwudi kept lying. Thankfully, lies have a way of catching up with the people who tell them. The motorcycle rider who had taken Chukwudi to the farm on the second day began to feel that something was wrong. There was something about Chukwudi's behavior, something about the way he acted that did not sit right with the motorcycle rider. His instincts told him that this young man was hiding something dangerous. The motorcycle rider decided to report his suspicions to the police, not knowing that this decision would prove to be the key to solving a very horrible case. Meanwhile, Nifemi's mother was becoming worried. Her daughter had said she was visiting a friend, but she had not come home since then. When days passed and there was still no word from Nifemi, it became clear to her mother that something was terribly wrong. The police started investigating Nifemi's disappearance. They followed up on the motorcycle rider's report and began asking questions about Chukwudi. As the investigations progressed, the evidence began pointing to Chukwudi's direction, which eventually led to his arrest. When the police arrested Chukwudi, they expected him to deny everything. Most criminals try to lie their way out of trouble, especially when facing charges as serious as murder. But Chukwudi surprised everyone with his honesty and his complete lack of remorse. He confessed to everything. He told the police exactly how he had invited Nifemi from Owo to Akure. He explained how he had introduced her to his parents before taking her to the farm. Chukwudi described how he had violated her and then strangled her, thinking she was dead. Most shocking of all, he told them about returning the next day and finding her still alive and his decision to finish the job with a stone. But the most chilling part of his confession was his reason for the crime. When asked why he had killed Nifemi, Chukwudi gave an answer that no one was prepared for. He said he had killed her just for the fun of it. He also claimed that the devil had pushed him to commit the murder, but he maintained that he was not a cultist. He said he had realized his mistake only after killing Nifemi and had wept bitterly about it. To prove his confession was true, Chukwudi led the police to the exact spot where he had hidden Nifemi's body. The police found her corpse exactly where he said it would be. They also found a stone he had used to launch the final attack, which became important evidence in the case. As the investigation continued, more details emerged about the lives of both Chukwudi and Nifemi. Chukwudi came from a family of farmers in the lled community. His father was a simple farmer who had worked hard to support his son's education. Nifemi was an HND student at Rufus Giwa Polytechnic, the same school where Chukwudi studied part-time. She came from a family that had raised her to be helpful and kind, qualities that were believed to have made her popular with Chukwudi's family. Nifemi was kind to Chukwudi's family. She would follow his parents to the farm to assist them and would also help in washing their clothes. These were actions that made the motive for her tragic murder even more difficult to understand. When the police searched Chukwudi's room, they found many of Nifemi's belongings: her school bag, wallet, some GNLD products, her phone, and 22 passport photographs were all in his possession. This evidence proved that he had taken her things after taking her life. One of the most heartbreaking aspects of the case was that Nifemi's mother said she did not even know about her daughter's relationship with Chukwudi. The last thing Nifemi told her was that she was going to visit a friend. Her mother had no idea that this friend would become her daughter's murderer. During the investigation, Chukwudi never gave any clear reason for why he had committed such a terrible crime. There was no evidence of any serious problems in his relationship with Nifemi. No one knew any fights or arguments between them, which made his actions even more shocking and harder to understand. In May 2017, Chukwudi was brought before the Ondo State High Court, sitting in Akure. He faced 4 serious charges: endangering life, kidnapping and abduction, rape, and murder. The prosecutor presented the case against him. She told the court how Chukwudi had abducted Nifemi, taken her to the farm, violated her, and then ending her life. Several witnesses testified during the trial. A police officer explained how the motorcycle rider had reported Chukwudi's suspicious behavior to the police. 2 motorcycle riders who had seen Chukwudi and Nifemi together on the day of the murder also testified. They confirmed that they had transported the couple to a location in Akure. Even Chukwudi's own father, Chukwudi Onweniwe, testified against his son. He confirmed that Nifemi had been his son's girlfriend and that she had been very helpful to their family. An autopsy conducted by a doctor from Ondo State Specialist Hospital had shown the abnormal state of Nifemi's neck and fractures in her skull. The medical evidence proved that she had been attacked with a blunt object, which matched Chukwudi's confession about using a stone to end her life. After examining all the facts of the case, Justice Samuel Bola delivered his judgment. He found that the prosecution had proven its case beyond a reasonable doubt on 3 of the 4 charges. The only charge the prosecution could not prove was rape, as there was not enough evidence for this specific count. The judge noted that while there was no direct witness who had seen Chukwudi commit the murder, the circumstantial evidence clearly pointed to his guilt. The motorcycle riders had confirmed he was the last person seen with Nifemi. Her belongings had also been found in his room. Chukwudi himself had also confessed to the crime and had led the police to the body. Justice Bola found Chukwudi guilty on 3 counts and sentenced him accordingly. For kidnapping, he received life imprisonment. For strangling and choking Nifemi to death, he was sentenced to death by hanging. For murder, he was also sentenced to death by hanging. Nifemi didn't deserve to have her life taken just for the fun of it, and as tragic as her story was, it is also good to know that justice was served and that her killer would also suffer the same fate. Do you believe Chukwudi's admission that he only killed her just for the fun of it? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel for more true crime stories. Thank you for watching.